esa fue una foto que yo le robé a ella que tenía que yo no la tenía. Vos te lo estaba felicitando y el niño, mi hija, creo que es maravilloso.
No, I'm actually making.
No, you're making something else.
Stuffing.
Stuffing. Wow.
Yeah, and my sister likes to use hush puppy mix.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a try.
Interesting. Okay.
Very interesting.
I personally don't like stuffing, but with hush puppy mix, it might be
good.
fire. Yeah, it might be good. I can take that from you. Enjoy your night, okay?
Thank you, you too.
Sorry.
You got it? Hey guys, we're going to work on a traditional Christmas recipe called Grandma's cornbread stuffing. So I want to share with you a couple of items that goes into the stuffing. There's a part 1 and a part 2. We actually have to make the cornbread, and then after making the cornbread, we begin making the stuffing. So some of the items that go into the cornbread are here. We like to use Martha White flour. We like to use cornbread stuffing mix. My sister, younger sister, likes to use hush puppy mix. And along with that goes our eggs, our evaporated milk, a little baking powder, and we use our spray for the pan so that it doesn't get stuck in the pan. So I'm going to show you how to mix all of that together tonight and get started with our cornbread stuffing. So this is a traditional family cornbread stuffing. Everybody likes it. It really tastes very good. It goes with the turkey during holiday season. And as you know, this is holiday time, so we're working on those traditional holiday recipes. So let's get started. Let's put our stuffing mix in our pan. First, I'm actually going to spray the pan before I forget. Spray it all good up so it doesn't stick. Then I'm going to use my cornbread mix. So let's put our cornbread mix in there. Okay. We're going to put our flour in there. A teaspoon of our self-rising flour. Try our traditional hush puppy mix. And like I said, everybody doesn't use hush puppy mix. They just use cornmeal. My sister seems to think that the hush puppy mix makes a really good flavored type stuffing. Gonna put in our tablespoon of baking powder. And we're going to be using our evaporated milk. Remember, we saw that in the store. Right? And then we're going to be putting in our 2 eggs. And we put our eggs in. And now we're going to start mixing that up. Okay, good evening, guys. We're going to be continuing our lesson about cornbread stuffing. And I'm reading from my Ebony cookbook here, Old-Fashioned Bread Stuffing. Let me tell you what's in it. We've already baked the cornbread, remember? And now we're going to be getting ready to do the second part. Remember I said there was 2 parts to the stuffing. So we're getting ready to do the second part of the stuffing. And so the cookbook says, let me see here, that we already did this. We already had our 2 cups of cornmeal, our 2 cups of milk, shortening, salt, paprika, baking powder, and our 2 eggs. We already did all of that and we baked it. And the outcome of that was our cornbread, which I can show you here. The outcome of that was our cornbread, all done, all nicely done. And so now we're ready to make the second part of our stuffing. So let's see what it says here. It says for the second part of our stuffing, we're going to need an onion. We're going to chop that onion. We're going to need celery, and we're going to chop up our celery. What else are we going to need? We're going to need some chicken stock. Usually you boil your parts to your turkey to make your turkey stock, you would actually call it, because you're going to grind your breadcrumbs together and mix and bake everything together. So it says that you're going to saute your onion, your celery, your paprika on top of the stove, and then you're going to pour it over the breadcrumbs. So we have to take the stuffing that we made and break it into breadcrumbs first. And then after we break it into breadcrumbs is when we're going to put all of that stuff on top of it, and we're going to prepare to bake it again. So let's do that. I'm going to start by chopping the onion. Getting that all taken care of. Camera fell down on me. Okay. Get that nice, big, pretty onion. Isn't that a beautiful onion? Right, and so I'm going to chop it in half first. It's a big onion. And my camera keeps falling all over the place. And then I like to chop it into the small pieces. I don't know if you can see that. I want you to be able to see what it looks like. And once I slice it one way, then I like to take it and slice it the other way so that the pieces will be small and diced. See, they come out small like that. Okay, so that's 1/2 of my onion. Let me put that half in there in my pan, and I could chop my other half. That was a huge onion, so it takes a minute to get that done. You have to be careful because an onion will make you cry. If you let all the juices get into your face, it'll make you cry. So I like to stop and I like to wash my onion off. And then I like to get started again with the second half. so that it doesn't make you get all teary-eyed and watery. So remember, I had chopped my onion in half. And so now I'm going to chop it this way, and then I'm going to chop it this way. So I'm dicing it. Maybe what I can do is do half, and then I can do the other half. That. And remember I said it makes it into the little small pieces like that. See? Little tiny pieces. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and put my dices over here in my bowl so that my chopping board is easier to manage. Okay, I'm going to turn it the other way. And I got my little pieces again, see? And I can put those in there. And there we go. And I got my onion all diced up. And remember, but because I stopped and I washed it, then it didn't make me cry. So you have to be careful, you know, that your onion doesn't leave you crying, and you have to stop the process of cooking because, you know, you're all teary-eyed. So this is my, I totally forgot my red pepper. I'm looking at it and seeing a green pepper, but this is my red pepper. And some people like to put different things inside of their dressing. I like to put a little bit of red pepper in it. Maybe I'll just put half, since I'm only making a half pan of dressing. So I'll cut it in half, like that. And then I'll take out the stem. You can see that I'm taking the stem out. Okay. And then I'm going to do it just like I did the onion. I'm going to cut it in slices. And then I'm going to take it just like I did the onion and turn it sideways. Make my little slices. So they're nice and tiny. They're not too big. Okay, so see how they came out? Nice and small. You can see them in my hand. So they're all chopped nice and tiny. And then I'm going to put those in there. And then I have my green onion and celery. And you know, those things are kind of long. So it takes a little bit of a talent to get that done. But you know what? I like to do it the same way. Turn it sideways. Take all of that off. And then I just slice it. So I got my little pieces again. See how tiny they are? Okay. Got all my little tiny pieces. Oh, that little piece needed to be thrown away. That was kind of an end piece. Then I got all my little tiny pieces that I can put inside my stuffing. Now I'll take my little tiny pieces and put them in there again. Okay, so now since I've chopped up all the things that I needed to chop up, remember that it said we had to saute them. So we have to put them in a pan, and we have to put a little bit of oil, and we have to saute them. And then while we're doing that, we're going to break our breadcrumbs into pieces. Our cornbread, we got to turn that cornbread into breadcrumbs. So let's do that. Let's get that started.